Clark here at the bottom of the second. Sokol has already retired the first two batters for Utica. That one's going to be ball one a little bit high. Another Storthy and welcome. More Pioneers baseball. Currently live in Utica. Well, that's what I'd usually say, but connection pretty bad. So instead, you're going to have to watch this via VOD form. Good news is you can skip over to the at-bats and things you care about. And you can skip the ones you don't. For now, Sokol looking to get out of the inning. 2-0 count now. Matty Clark. Clark grounds that. It's gonna stay fair. Nope, rolls foul. Just in time. Clark not able to get on base. Count goes 2-1. Two-one count to Clark. For the season, he's got only 1 hit and 6 at-bats. That one at-bat, though, he was able to get an RBI. He'd have to take 8 yards to get a second RBI this time around. That one's going to be grounded. It won't be a home run unless there's a horrific fielding error. Instead, the throw is made for the final out of the inning. A good grab from Joe Muzio to retire the final out. It stays tied entering the top of the third inning. Both pitchers doing a great job so far. Sokol, another very strong inning of work. Third inning is getting ready here in Utica. A little bit bare bones of a setup, just having to sit outside. In fact, scorekeeping will be next to impossible. One of the score sheets I was trying to do, but unfortunately not able to do thanks to all the streaming difficulties. He fell through the stairs. The gap large, not large enough for a computer, thankfully, but can still provide a little bit of hassle. Casaleggio on the mound again. Kept it clean through the first two. Looking to keep it that way. Final warm-ups from Casaleggio as he gets ready to lead off for your Elmira Pioneers, Eric Charnetsky, number 22 from St. John Fisher College. Entering this game, Charnetsky not got a single hit in one at-bat, but he has gone on base 3 times thanks to walks, possessing a pretty impressive 750 on-base percentage. Knows how to get on base, and that is definitely a great quality from a player. He's got a chance to try to get some offense going for the Pioneers this side of the inning. C-Tran, a very accessible travel. They're a sponsor for the Pioneers. We thank them for being a sponsor. And of course, Multimedia Services. They provide the signage for the Pioneers back in Elmira, and we thank them for being sponsors. This inning's sponsor, however, is Papa John's. That one's going to be popped up. Since I'm relatively in an open stand, I might need to duck out of the way for a ball once or twice, or maybe get one as a souvenir. That time it doesn't go my way, and actually, it is not Charnetsky. Charnetsky is on deck. That one, Gilmarad pops that one up. It's going to be very much foul. That time, I almost had to get ready to make a catch. So indeed, Gilmarad ready to go. 0 for 4 in his one game at the catcher position. Still a very volatile position for the Pioneers. No true starter emerging yet. Martenstein has played the most games, but we're seeing Murad making his second start. And we also, previous night, saw Lucas Berube make a start. Casaleggio to pitch to Murad. Fouled away. The net protecting the fans back behind the plate. Now the count sits at 1-2 still. Papa John's, this inning's sponsor for your Pioneers. Again, there's a local Papa John's in Elmira, but also around the nation, around the world. Get Papa John's for yourself. That one's going to be grounded hard to short, fielded in time, and the throw is made. Murad a couple steps behind for the first out of the inning. Pioneers, the only team to have gotten a hit so far. But so far, it's been a true pitcher's duel, as Charnetsky now takes his appearance. Both teams running 9 men this time. We saw the Power use 9 in the previous. Both teams, of course, going 10 tonight. Logan Shader on deck at the 10 hole. Now the number 9 hitter up. Fouled away. Strike 1. Elmira wearing dark blue, navy blue jerseys. Light blue jerseys for the Utica Blue Sox. Now here's the pitch from Casaleggio. And I think they're going to call that one strike 2 as it tips off of Charnetsky's bat. A chance to get the second out right here. Shader on deck. Fouled as he lines it over to the right. The bullpen guys over Utica trying to get that ball, but not able to reach over the fence. Here's the 0-2. High, ball 1. A good take there from Charnetsky. Still just 1 out. That one in the dirt, ball 2. A 2-2 count now to Eric Charnetsky. And ball 3, that one goes just a little bit high. Three, 2 count. Strike 3. Charnetsky thought he was getting on base via walk, but instead it's a called strike 3. It's the second out of the inning, and you can tell Charnetsky a little bit disappointed there. The delayed call from the ump makes Charnetsky look a little foolish. Ooh, free tacos if Shader strikes out. However, I don't think Shader is going to be very forgiving and wanting to be very generous for the Utica fans. I had some Taco Bell on the way to Utica, so personally, I could do without a taco. He's going to ground that, so there won't be any Taco Bell this time. A very well-fielded ball, but throws the first baseman off the bag, so he's going to get aboard. Olsavsky comes up for his second at-bat of the game. He drew a walk, and he's one of the few people I can say I remember seeing his at-bats for. But he was able to get on base via walk in his first at-bat. Olsavsky nearly been the leadoff for almost every single game for the Pios, hitting .308 in the season, 4 hits and 13. That one's high, ball 1. That one's going to be a little bit low, ball 2. Olsavsky now in a very nice hitter's count, and 2 outs. Pios do have some dangerous bats coming up. Chris Bear is on deck, and we know he's got a bit of pop if he can find the barrel. He ground into a double play last time, so we know he won't be able to do that. Now it's going to be high, ball 3. So Olsavsky, great eye, getting very far ahead in the count now. Strike 1 taken. Here's the pitch. And ball 4. Olszewski is able to get on base after 5 pitches for the second time this game. And 2 are aboard for Chris Bear with 2 out. Top of the third, still underway. Pios are able to keep fighting, staying live on 2 outs. Joe Muzio on deck, and there is going to be a conference at the mound. Casaleggio getting a discussion. We saw Casaleggio go 2 2/3 in his previous appearance. And we even mentioned that he might not be able to go very far, more of an opener potentially for the Blue Sox. So wouldn't be too surprised if things go a little sour, they immediately pull him. This third inning might be what he's going to be done with, well, for a start, as we already do see some activity in Utica's bullpen. Very much likely see Smithson, Thurman, Wenzel, or Zupfer come in. They're the top relieving arms for the Blue Sox. There, takes strike 1. 0-1 count, 2 on. A chance again for the Pios to try to get a little offense on the board. They only had scored first in one of their games. That one's going to be grounded sharply to short. Fielded a little bit cleanly after a little bobble, and the inning is over. Pios get 2 aboard, but ultimately, leave him stranded. Entering the bottom of the third inning, it's still a tied ball game, 0-0.
Thank you, Tim. Yes, I have Gabby and Sophia down here. It's click back.
Luke Auden leads off for the Blue Sox, making his debut at the plate with them here. Designated hitter and currently batting at the 7th spot in the lineup. First pitch from Sokol. That is strike 1, getting a first strike. That is what Coach Andrew Drum likes to see. So far, the Pios bats have gotten some players aboard, but haven't been able to do much with them. That one's popped up and should be playable over at third. First catch is made to get the first out of the inning. Reinertson up here. He's the catcher, number 19. From Valparaiso. So far, got 3 hits and 9 at-bats. Going to be down 0-1 in the count. That one's going to be lined, gets past Sokol, It's going to be picked up by Bear, who gets the second out of the inning on a quick throw to Joe Muzio. So a quick start here from Sokol, doing a great job from the mound. 2 outs. Short also making his debut with the Blue Sox here. Batting lefty from Central Connecticut University. This one I might have to lean a little bit over. Foul balls could head my direction. First pitch from Sokol. That one's strike one. Sokol getting first strikes on these batters. Been something that Elmira has struggled a little bit with. That and getting runners aboard. Sokol ready to go. Here's the 0-1 now. Short, who's playing as the shortstop. That one's high, ball one. 1-1 count, 2 away. Sokol looking for another relatively clean inning. Only conceded a walk so far, which led to a double play. That one's in the dirt, ball 2. Sokol not giving a lot of stress for Pios fans, nor Coach Andrew Drum. We are ready to complete third of this game. 2-1 count. That one's driven deep and foul, but is it playable? It is. Making the catch out there in right field for the Pioneers. Sharnetsky, as the side is retired. Utica goes down in order. The Pios step back up for the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back. As we get ready for the top of the 4th inning, we've got a pitching change here. A new arm comes to the mound. From the pen, Logan Wenzel. 2 innings pitched this season. He's conceded 0 runs, and actually hasn't conceded a single hit. The only pitcher who's pitched more than an inning. Brag about that stat. On the rest of his pitching staff, he conceded 2 walks, but he also recorded 2 strikeouts. Now he's going to face off against Joe Muzio. Lead off here. Golden Joe Muzio leads the team with a .313 batting average. The only person ahead was, of course, Logan Shader. That one's going to be grounded, foul. This time it's going to ground and stay fair. Gets to second, throw to the pitcher, but it's going to fall off his glove. Muzio's going to get aboard on what might be a throwing error. Very weird play. First baseman was pulled out of position to try to make the play. Couldn't get it. It was a good grab at second there by Enos, but he's not able to get it back to the pitcher. Wenzel falls off the bag, and it's going to bring up Bobby Marsh with no one on. Runner on. Bobby Marsh, a chance to try to keep some offense going for the Pioneers. No outs. In the dirt, ball one. That one's going to be lined deep to left field, but it's going to get caught, so it'll be the first out of the inning. Johnny Wall steps up here with a runner on, looking to convert in situation. He's hitting .286 on the season entering the game. He also has a double, apart from his 2 hits so far. He's going to drive that one deep left, or actually right center. It's kind of a bit hard to see from this right side, but that'll be the second out of the inning, as that one's an easy play in the outfield. Cooper Smith ready to go. Here's the pitch now. Strike one, Cooper Smith down early in the count. Smith will need to fight back here. The one. Popped up. And that one's over, so I don't need to worry about trying to make a catch there. Fan is able to get downstairs. They'll probably get a souvenir. 0-2 count now. Cooper Smith hoping to keep alive. Inning. Already 2 errors, only 1 hit conceded. Had a hairy situation in the end of last inning. A little bit calmer, only a runner on. Smith lines that one foul. I don't have to duck out of the way to that one either. 0-2 count still. Here's the pitch. Popped up, and again foul. This time, a flurry of kids are over to get it. So in this at-bat, we're seeing Cooper Smith giving some free souvenirs out. Dave Vaughn on deck. He'd like a chance this inning, but have to see what Smith can do. 0-2. That one's going to be lined for a base hit. Muzio rounding second, heading to third. He's going to hold up there. Runners at the corners with 2 out. Runners at the corners. Dave Vaughn up, ready to go. For the season, Vaughn hitting .375 in 8 plate appearances. He actually does lead the team batting average, although he got a total of 8 less at-bats entering the game than Joe Muzio. Swing and a miss, Vaughn down 0-1. Vaughn has been a consistent hitter for the Pios. That consistency up. Might be able to bring the first run home. Here's the 0-1 to Vaughn. Throw back to first. Muzio stays at third. And it's always just important, just stay alert at first. Make sure you get back in time. That is exactly what Cooper Smith did. 0-1 now. Vaughn gets under that one. It should be an easy catch to end the inning. It is made, and the side is retired. 2 more get aboard. 2 more get stranded. We're still tied, entering the bottom of the 4th inning. Avery Lee leads off the bottom of the 4th inning. A shout out to Demet's Candy Company, top of the 4th sponsor. Bottom of the 4th sponsor is Vasco Plumbing. Vasco Brands Inc. serves all your janitorial needs. Now, Avery Lee is going to lead off now for Utica Blue Sox. And Lee is the bottom of the order. Squares up with a bunt. That one's going to be ball 1. So far, Sokol has faced the minimum number of batters. Been able to get out of innings very quickly. Count goes 1-1 now. His first start, he went 5 innings, surrendering just 1 run, 4 hits, 2 walks, while also getting 5 strikeouts. That one's going to be lined deep to center field. Cooper Smith under it. That is out number 1. He actually dropped it. Careless fielding in the outfield from Cooper Smith. Disappointing. Runner is aboard. That's the first error from the Pioneers. Well, it's a little bit tough to track the ball sometimes, but disappointing nonetheless. Top of the order, back up. Pios got on base via walk in his first at-bat. Strike 1, that one a little inside, but strike 1. Quieter night here in Utica, but you see fans coming out here to support the Blue Sox. Sokol ready is ahead of Enos here. Runner goes. Throw from Gill is going to be high, so it's a stolen base to get a runner moving up. 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1. Sokol, ready and fires. Actually, he's checking back at second. Now he fires. In the dirt, ball 2. That one's going to be grounded to third. Throw to first, not going to be made. Instead, going to hold on to it and just make sure the runner didn't try to go home there. That's a fielder's choice on that play. 2 on. Runners to the corners, a no out. Fernandez up. That's being graded as a hit, but very much not a hit. That's a fielder's choice on that play. Season, Fernandez, 1 for 7 entering the game. Does have a triple as his only hit, where he did score an RBI. Gets another hit here. He'd likely give the lead to his team. Strike 1. Owen here to Chris Fernandez. He's a lefty batter. Lefties have a little advantage against righties, but it's not a very serious advantage. They're also righty pitchers that... Oh, there's a balk! That's the first one we've seen this season. But there we see a balk bring home the first run of the ball game. Still a 0-1 count. But with that, Utica takes a 1-run lead. Here's a pitch from Sokol. That one fouled very sharply to the left. There's a secondary field over there, and it actually rolls into that infield. 0-2. Fernandez staying alive. Runner on second. They've already got a 1-run lead. That one's going to be rolled to short, but gets by him. Second run will come home. And Olsavsky just can't field it. It's now a 2-0 Utica lead. It started with an unfortunate balk, and now things not looking great for Sokol and the Pios. I believe that might be Drum out there on the mound. It is Drum, and he's, I think, just talking to this Sokol and telling him just to settle down and get settled back in. So with that, Utica leads with just one hit.
Edwin Tavares.
But honestly, you could really call that hit a hit with exclamation points or quotation marks, as it had come off a fielder's choice play. Still, 2 runs have come home. Walk and errors, including that one by Olsavsky. Here's now the 0-0. That one gets in the dirt, and runner gets the second. Edwin Tavares. Chance now with runners in scoring position. One 0. That one popped up. Is it going to say playable? Yes, it will. Musio gets under it and makes the catch. Runner stays at second, not going to third. That's the first out of the inning. The runner on second. Make is up here. He's 3 for 8 on the season with 5 walks drawn, so he knows how to get on base. One of the leading hitters for the Blue Sox. Now he's got a runner on second with 1 out. Here's the first pitch from Sokol. Strike 1. For the Blue Sox this season, they have 1 home run throughout the lineup, coming from Brenner. That one low, ball 1. 2-0 lead. Both runs scoring on free bases. Well, fielder's choice isn't a free base, but an error and a fielder's choice. That one in the dirt. Murad recovers quickly enough. Keep the runner at bay. 1 count. 2 count here. Sokol now. Maka. Runner goes. Tipped away. Foul. Due 2 count to Maka. 1 out. Runner on second. Utica hoping to expand their lead. Murad throws it to third. Throw is in time and gets him out. Second out of the inning recovered there. Count now full. Tried stealing and it didn't pay off. Base is now empty. Full count. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be grounded. Musio won't be able to get it. Instead, Sokol covers the bag and gets out of the inning. Not before 2 runs come home. Utica currently leads against the Pioneers, entering the top of the 5th inning. Thank you again to Vasco Brands. Gilmarad leading off the top of the 5th inning. First pitch now from Wenzel. That one fouled away. That's actually close enough where it almost landed in my section. Almost a chance for me to get a little souvenir. Again, we are in the top of the 5th inning. 0-1 count to Gilmarad. Wenzel ready to go from the mound. That one popped up. And not playable. Gonna land. And, ooh, a bunch of kids missing that one. Count goes 0-2 to Murad. Here's the pitch. That's high, ball 1. Murad, a good eye there. Keep it alive. That one popped up. Should be playable. And the catch is made to get the first out of the inning. Murad goes down to start. Top of inning number 5. Garnetsky up here. High, ball 1. Ball 2. Charnetsky gets ahead in the count now. See a little bit of activity and stretching, but Wenzel will likely go another inning or so. Or they might need to make a switch. Ball 3. Utica using an opener strategy there. See how long Wenzel will go. And ball 4. Charnetsky gets on base with 4 straight pitches.
Again, Shader with Taco Bell. Taco.
Shader, here's the pitch. Strike 1. Again, with 1 out here and a runner on, I don't think he's going to want to be generous for the Utica fans. If he does strike out, they will get tacos. Throw back to first is not in time. Charnetsky is safe. Elmira's generate some offense. They've gotten a few runners aboard thanks to walks and hits, but they haven't gotten anyone all the way home yet. On just 1 hit, Utica has brought 2 home. That one's ball 1. That was a very close call. A little bit inside. Hard from this angle to tell what pitches are outside and inside. It's easier to tell depth of height. Here's the 1-1. The dirt. That one nearly gets away, but Charnetsky not able to get to second. 2-1 count. 2-1 the Shader. Now we do see someone running out to the bullpen. Likely to tell some people to get warming up. And Shader gets under that one. Tracking back. Making the catch in foul territory. Great run there from second baseman. Top of the order back up with Joel Safsky. Away, 1 on. Top of the 5th looking to conclude. I bet we'll see Sokol back on the mound. We don't see anyone in the bullpen warming up right now for Elmira. Sokol's had a solid game up until that balk and, well, the error that brought home a run. And I believe only one of those runs will be earned because one of them did get aboard via error. The other, the fielder's choice, hit, weird way to judge it. But we'll have to just wait and see. 2 outs, 1 aboard. Chance for Elmira to try to tie it. Sofsky up here on deck, Chris Bear. This time, Charnetsky goes to second. The risk works out. Charnetsky now going to go to third. Throwing from first, not in time. Charnetsky almost blew that play because he slid into second. But he does get to third. So, on that throwing little error there, the pickoff attempt, Charnetsky says, hey, Might get picked off. Why don't I just run to third? He makes it. Now there's a runner on third with 2 outs. Bolsovsky's able to get on base, get that deficit to 1. Still close enough. We already know the Pioneers are more of a late team. They like to get offense later in the game. That one is going to go up high, ball 1. 5 errors committed in 5 innings, and 3 so far for Utica. Strike 1. Count goes 1-1 now to Olsovsky. Here's the pitch. Olsovsky gets under that one. Catch is made in center field to end the inning. Runner gets to third, but ultimately stranded one more time. Bottom of the second. We're entering the second half of the game. It's the bottom of the 5th. We're about to get underway. Still a 2-0 lead for Utica. Bottom of the 5th underway. That first pitch is going to be ball 1. Hill ahead 0-1 low now. Sokol. That one's going to be grounded. And gets down. Got a bit of air, got to the outfield. And that'll be extra bases. Throw comes in. Olsovsky with the relay. And it's a standing double to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. Only the second hit of the game for Utica. But it lets them to get a strong start here. Inning. Now, Sokol having to work out of this little jam. Matty Clark steps up here. Pitch. And that one is high, ball 1. 1-0 count. Clark back in the box, ready to go. Sokol. He's going to get under that one. It's going foul. That would have probably brought a run home, but here's to the left. Count goes 1-1. Still there's a runner on second and no outs. Here's the pitch, 1-1. That one's ball 2. One count, 3-1. So Clark able to get ahead here. One count, Clark staying ahead. A runner on second. No outs. Now see someone warming up. And ball 4. And with that, Matty Clark is able to get on base. 2 on, no outs. Auden back up here with 2 on. A chance for Utica to really try to blow up the game here. And with Sokol slightly struggling, they might have a chance. Pioneers try to lock down and get the outs they need to. Sokol, and here's the pitch. Ball 1 a little bit low. Runners not being very aggressive with the lead. Trying to see if their bats can do the work. Here's the 1-0. That one's strike 1. Sokol doing a great job of fighting to get back into the count. Xander Birch might be the player getting ready to come in as we see him in the bullpen. Here's now the 1-1 to Auden. Ball 2. One is a bit of a hitter's count, but again, both batter and pitcher need 2 strikes or balls to get to their desired outcomes. Here's the 2-1, a pretty important pitch for this at-bat. That one, strike 2. So it goes the way of Sokol. Sokol a chance to try to get out number 1 right here. Two on, no outs. Sokol would want out number 1 right here. Here's the pitch. Sokol instead steps off to throw back. Saw one time Sokol resetting. It was called a balk. Brought the first run of the game home. Not only does the first balk of the season come in that instance, Pioneers, it also drives in a run, so very unlucky indeed. But this time, swing and a miss. Sokol gets a strikeout for the first out of the 5th inning. Reinertson steps up here. Same situation, 2 on. This time with 1 out. Control this inning, but Sokol, that strikeout will definitely help him out after that sluggish 4th inning. Both runners, only one will go, so now runners at the corners after that ball gets away. Elmira. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Now more dangerous with that runner at third, could put the Blue Sox up by 3. One-0. Now count goes 1-1. That one right down the middle. Though Sokol sometimes falls behind in counts, he very rarely stays behind. Generally able to get at least a strike right afterwards. Important pitch here, the 1-1 count. That one nearly gets away from Murad. 1. 2-1 count. Reinertson hoping to help the Blue Sox here. Here's the pitch now from Sokol. Ready on the stretch. Runner goes. Murad throws to second. And they get him. No, he's safe. And Bear looks confused. He thought he had that tag. Didn't. And now we're going to see Drum come out and talk it over. Talking it over, he told his bench to quiet down. Just very disappointed with this call. And I think that the ump's trying to say that they missed the initial tag. But regardless of the result, it's unlikely that it'll change. Can't argue with City Hall. Close friend of mine, Bruce Wozniak, likes to say. They're now runners at second and third. Just one out. Double play opportunity. Most likely vanished. Obviously, of course, players can get a little bit heated at some of those calls. Cool head of Andrew Drum comes out. Talks with the umpire. Last night, after the loss to Niagara, he said they play competitively. And so far, they have, apart from that balk in the fourth inning. Infield coming in. It doesn't matter how deep the infield is. That one gets all the way to the outfield. Cooper Smith picks it up. Runners stay at the corners. Now it's a 3-0 lead for Utica. That was a well-hit ball. No depth for the infielder would have been able to get to that. Brady Short looking for a chance right here. Not only wanting to help his team's cause, essentially get one of his first hits of the season. That's the third hit of the game. Blue Sox. Here's Sokol, ready with the pitch. That one's in the dirt, ball one. One 0 count. That one fouled backward. I think that'll land on the roof. No, it's going to land over to the left. No, it did land on the roof. Count goes 1-1 now. One. Sokol trying to retire the jam. Strike two. Runner goes. Throw. This time they do catch a runner stealing. 1-2. Now there's only a runner at third. Rod, a good job to pick off that runner. Now a chance to get out of the inning with one more strike. Keep the damage at a minimum. He only has 2 earned runs all day. One of the runs, of course, coming home, getting on base originally via error, home on a balk. So, finding the runs, clever ways. Pioneers stay quiet. Here's the pitch. That one chopped and sent foul. Bullpen. Good catch right there. Inning stays alive. 1-2 count. 2 outs. Runner on third. Sokol trying to get out of the inning. Side ball 2. Good take from short. Short doesn't want to get out here. 2-2 count. That's a little bit outside. 3-2. Full count now for short. Do wonder if a base runner gets aboard, whether Drum might want to make the switch to Xander Birch. Oh, 2 outs. might trust Sokol to get out of the inning. I do assume that this would be Sokol's final inning. That one popped up, and should be another ball to get stuck on the roof. Yes. Nope, it actually goes over to the left stand, but also it's very much foul. That's a dead zone for the camera, so I'll do my best to tell you what happens. For the most part, you can see a chunk of the field. Deep right is one place you can't. But for the most part, you can't see, especially things over to the left. Full count pitch. Sokol against short. Ball 4. Sokol surrenders a walk here. Short works along at bat. Avery Lee back at the plate. See Muzio talking over his short. Runners to the corners, 2 outs. Strike 1. Dangerous runners. Sokol wanting to get out of the jam. Go 1. Here's the 0-1. That one's going to be grounded. Sokol picks it up. The toss to Muzio is made, and the side is retired. Utica scores 1, and they lead 3-0, entering the top of the 6th inning. Here in Utica, still a little bit of time left, but the Pioneers still trailing, looking to find their first run of the ball game. Thank you to Arnett Health, sponsor for the Pioneers. They are the #1 healthcare service provider for the team. Need any health needs? Arnett Health is there for you. Because it's what we do. We being Arnett, it's part of the logo. That's the sponsor. We'll be back, top of the 6th, after this. Chris Bear leads off for the Pioneers in the top of the 6th inning. Been a relatively quick game so far, only 8:06 p.m. as we enter the final third, potentially. Long drive up from Elmira to Utica. On the bus ride, Pioneers watched a few movies. Now here's the first pitch to Bear. Strike 1. Wenzel staying on the mound. Great job as a follower after Taglio opened. Fouled, and that one should clear. Sound booth. Count goes 0-2 to Chris Bear, down immediately in the count. Joe Muzio on deck. Ball 1. One, 2. Good take from Bear. Swing and a miss. Bear goes down swinging. Tough start for him in his debut as a Pioneer. One person who hasn't had a tough start to the season after that 0-8 stretch, Joe Muzio. Quieter tonight, but he does already have a hit. Looking to run right here. Don't believe it was a hit. He got on base via error back in his first at bat. No, he did get a hit. It was because Olsavsky got on base. Veritable play. Muzio hit. So, wonder if Muzio can try to replicate that hit here with 1 out. Ball is high, ball 1. Wenzel doing a good job of keeping the Pioneers quiet. Overall, apart from a few scary situations, not a lot of stress. Utica, strike 1. Count even now. Important pitch coming up here. See the way this battle will likely lean. Stretch. Wind up. In the dirt. Muzio. Now a 2-1 hitters count. Still a few more pitches to play with, but I wonder if Muzio will try to bite at one. Wenzel does. Ball 1, or 3. 3-1 count to Muzio. Good take there. Chance to try to get on base. Bobby Marsh on deck. Dangerous hitter. Muzio fouls that one off. Count goes full. Full count for Joe Muzio. We do see someone stretching and actually getting some warm-up pitches. A change eventually for Utica, but that'll likely come at the end of the inning unless things go sour. Muzio lines that up the middle, base hit. There'll be 1 on with 1 out for Bobby Marsh. Muzio stays at first, not wanting to go to second there. Now it's Bobby Marsh, 1 on, 1 out. Bobby Marsh, his first RBI of the season came when he powered one deep to the outfield and got a triple to bring a run home with a runner on first. Don't think that runner was Muzio. Now he's a chance to try to replicate it here. Pios trailing by 3. Don't have a home run yet this season. Marsh had 6 last year. Ball, strike 1. Late call, looked a little high. Again, balls going back and forth, I think. Pios, I think, had a couple calls go their way. This one going the Blue Sox way. But Marsh could fight back. 0-1 count. Strike 2. And I think Marsh turning away a little bit. Questioning there. Again, 2 very close calls going to Wenzel's favor. Now, the other way we see Muzio talking with the first baseman for Utica. Here's now the pitch. One more time for Wenzel. 0-2. Popped up and foul. Not playable. Off the little clubhouse. Still 0-2 for Bobby Marsh. Very much dangerous count. Something Wenzel would very much enjoy. Here's the pitch. Marsh pops that one up. Again, it is fouled off. Count stays 0-2. Marsh staying alive. Wenzel. Marsh in a dangerous spot. Still a runner on first. How will this battle go? Be grounded. Shots to second. Throw there. You get the 1 out, but they can't get the second. So with that, it's essentially just a fielder's choice. Johnny Wall steps up with 2 outs. Marsh is able to get aboard, but at the cost of Muzio getting out as a lead runner. Slow enough grounder where the double play was next to impossible. Also very close play. Muzio almost safe at second. 2 outs. Johnny Wall up now. Strike 1. That was a little bit easier of a call. Being down the middle. 0-1 to Wall. Fouled away. Wall down 0-2. One more strike would get Wenzel out of the inning cleanly. On deck, Cooper Smith had a birthday recently. That one popped up and should end the inning. Tracking back the second baseman. Right fielder comes in. Good communication to get the final out of the inning. The runner gets aboard again, but once again gets stranded. So with that, bottom of the 7th. up next. We are back here in Utica. Some warm-up pitches for the lefty. Xander Birch making another appearance now. Sokol ends his day after 5 complete innings, surrendering 3 runs, only 2 of them earned. Sokol currently in line for a loss unless the Pioneers are able to come back and tie this game up. We've seen Birch make 1 appearance, went a single inning and surrendered 2 runs. Those mainly came off of 3 walks and just 1 hit. Did get a strikeout, but was Birch ultimately responsible for the loss back on game 1. Sokol had a no decision. Birch was the losing pitcher. Birch probably won't get a loss this time, or well, actually he physically can unless he goes 2 innings. Now Enos is going to be his first opponent. The free Burger King fries. If Enos gets an extra base hit, well, he's going to do that once this season. He already had a single double. Has a 3.85 average on the year. First pitch taken, strike 1. That one, that hits him. Gets on base. Birch's control is slipping on that pitch. Not intentional, obviously. But a runner gets aboard with no outs. Fernandez had a quiet season entering the game. An RBI triple hit of the season. Now has a chance to continue and improve. Facing off against Birch. The lefty-lefty battle, though. So obviously, Fernandez at a huge advantage. Runner on first. Pitch. Strike 1. Being trade for both teams, not really resorting to a lot of small ball. Not a lot of opportunities for Utica to play it as well. They haven't had too many base runners, except for back in the future they've been able to score. That one's high, ball 1. Chance here, but don't think that Enos Fernandez will try to drop a bunt. Enos at first. That one popped up, but will go foul. One-two count. Birch trying to get his first out of the inning. Players there, but no one actively warming up. Pioneers. Looks like it's actually going to be the first out of the inning. And a very interesting call. They're going to be calling Fernandez out because he stepped out of the batter's box. It's hard to see the lines. And this is something that I've actually had experience from commentating. 2 Tampa players had potential hits called back because they stepped out of the batter's box in the softball regionals. Both calls were really controversial. The first one being stepping out of the batter's box, preventing an RBI single. Second one, runner's interference that also prevented an RBI single. But ultimately, I'll be the first out of the inning. One out, runner on. So Birch gets that one. You see some assorted boos from the Utica crowd. Edwin Taveras up, ready to go. Runner on first, one out. Utica still leads, but they'd like to expand it here. Pioneers have been able to get some offense late in games. That one's going to be grounded hard and get up the hole. Picked up and right by Charnetsky. Runners hold at first and second. Simple single there. Getting past Bear and Muzio. Aka up here. With Tavares on first. Venus on second. One out. Chance for some offense get generated. Sox. What can Xander Birch do? Strike one, this time finding the zone to lead off. Another lefty hitter, which does help Birch out. The lefty-lefty platoon. Here's the pitch. That one's low. Count goes even at 1-1. Birch doing a better job of control this time around. Hasn't conceded a walk yet, but 1-1 count. Still some chance for Maka to try to fight back and for it. He steps off the mound, clearly enough where there's no balk. Trying to keep an eye on the runners, but so far the Blue Sox have been pretty calm on the base paths. And when they have run, Gilmorad's usually been right there with a good throw to get him out. That one a little bit low ball. Maka. One free base, but Birch won't want to use it. Won't want to get bases loaded with one out. That's the type of thing you'd rather sacrifice if there's two outs. Pitch to Maka. Maka drives that one deep. Will it get behind the outfielders? No, it's going to be caught by Smith deep. Runners will tag up. They'll be at the corners with two outs. Now, so far, we haven't seen any home runs in any Pioneers games for either team. That one had some oomph to it. Honestly, one of the closest ones to getting there, but it didn't. Smith was there making a catch. Runners able to tag up. Tavares back at first. Innes to third. Birch, one more batter to get out of the inning and keep things clean at a 3-run deficit for the Pios. Pioneers, again, coming down to two not super clean innings, being the difference between so far. Birch, ready to go. High, ball one. Here's the pitch from Birch. Ball two. Adric Kale looking keep the inning alive and bring a run home. That one's going to be ball three, so Kale might be able to get on base via the walk. You see some more activity in the Pioneers bullpen. Don't think that Coach Drum will pull out Birch, though, if he gets bases loaded. Only if things really get out of hand would he 3-0 count. This be the final pitch of the at-bat. No. Yes. Bases loaded. 2 outs. I mentioned this is the type of situation you don't mind necessarily utilizing your free base. But the question is, will Clark be able to punish that walk right here? Bases loaded. And again, shout out to our sponsor, bottom of the sixth, Texas Roadhouse. Whether you're in Elmira, whether you are anywhere, New York or the rest of the nation, you can go visit Texas Roadhouse. Not in Elmira, so we won't have any home run specials. Strike one. Rule at Dunfield, of course, you hit the Texas Roadhouse sign, everyone gets a free appetizer. Right now, a Cactus Blossom would sound pretty good. Not sure if the bus would stop anywhere on the back, though. Here's the 0-1. That one's lined to center field. Smith not able to pick it up. 1 run scores. Runners hold up. Bases stay loaded. 4-0 lead for the Blue Sox. That one just a good drive. Bark. 1 run comes home. Auden steps up here with bases loaded. Birch wanting to just keep it at that. Keep the bleeding to a minimum. Keep this game in relative reach for the Pioneers. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. Birch able to get ahead. Pitch. Murad with a good grab to make sure that didn't go wild. 1-1. I believe the runner that came home was off a hit by pitch. Once again, a free base leading to a run. Something that has plagued Coach Drama and the Pioneers all season. 1-1 count now. Auden. That one, ball 2. Side. Auden had to duck away from it. You wonder how short the leash for Birch is. That one popped up. Said that one might be landing in this stand. Does go away. Muzio, good job to track it down. Not able to get it. Birch entering the season coming off of Tommy John surgery. Right now he's settled in a little bit better in this game, but still has conceded a single run. Won't do anything good for his ERA, as it'll still be pretty high, but it might try to help him in the long run. Wonder if he will get a second inning after this. Essentially doubt it. Here's the 2, because that one did go foul. That one, ball 3. Full count. Bases loaded. High pressure at bat. Would be even more high pressure if the scores were reversed. A 4-1 lead for the Pios, but instead it could really blow the game up. Put things out of reach for the Pios here in the bottom of the 6th. That one, ball 4. Walk brings in a run. Bases remain loaded. A long at-bat ends in a walk and a run coming home. You feel the general disappointment from Birch on the mound. But all smiles for Utica. They expand their lead even more. 2 outs. See how this battle goes. Birch first pitch, ready to go. Popped up, and that should end the inning if playable. Muzio tracks it, makes the catch. 2 runs come home, and now it is a 5-0 Utica lead entering the top of the 7th. Zupfer enters the game for the Utica Blue Sox for the top of the 7th inning. In 2 innings this season, he surrendered a single run on 2 hits, but his big stat is 5 strikeouts. He possesses a lot of stuff. It's going to be up to Cooper Smith and Vaughn to try to break through and get some offense going for the Pioneers. They still haven't scored entering the top of the 7th. One of their weaker offensive nights. They had a decent start and do have 3 hits on the day, but none of those hits have been able to bring home any runs. They haven't been able to generate a lot of other base runners apart from a few errors. But still, no runs to show for it. By the way, our sponsor this inning is Clarion Inn. Thank you, Clarion Inn, for being the choice hotel for your Elmira Pioneers. Here in the region, Clarion Inn is always a great choice. First pitch, strike 1. For Smith, going to get some offense going. Already see a bit of heat there from Zupfer. A little bit more. That one a little bit low, but in the zone. Strike 2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Slicing through Cooper Smith for the first out of the inning. Vaughn up here with 1 out. Quick 3-pitch strikeout there. Jack Zupfer getting his 6th of the season. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Vaughn wanted that one, but even too fast for him. Taking Jack. Pitch right here. 0-1. That one's a little bit high and outside. Ball 1. Thing with that heat and that stuff, Zupfer hasn't surrendered a walk all season. The only one with more innings than him that hasn't also surrendered a walk, Nino. And strike 2. Vaughn down 1-2 here. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Ripping through the lineup from Jack the Ripper Zupfer. 2 outs. Elmira now up here with 2 away. 7 pitches have been needed to retire the first batters, both retired on Ks. That's the 7th strikeout of the season. Zupfer done only 1 out from ball in play all season. Murad sends that one up and make that 2 outs from balls in play as the inning is over. Pios go down in order thanks to Jack the Ripper slicing through the Pioneers. Now it's up to the Pioneers defense to try to keep Utica quiet. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th after this. I didn't even need to change the outs because they just went down in order. Bottom of the 7th. And we're going to see if we can just get these final few innings streamed before posting them up. Connection is working up here. Potentially the stands just aren't very conducive for Wi-Fi. Xander Birch remains in the mound. He's going to face off against short. That one's ball 1. Birch, deal 1, or 1-0. Now it is 1-1. I had the count wrong after that first pitch. 1-1 count now. Two 1, close pitch, called the ball. Here's the 2-1. And swing and a miss this time. Goes to the ground. He wanted all of that ball. Instead, got none of it. 2-2 to short. Short, only 5'9", one of the smaller infielders. But he's still taller than me. Muzio fields that, and he'll take it for the first out of the inning. 1 out, no one on. Avery Lee back up here. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Birch got a quick ground out there. Chance for Lee to try to keep the offense going. The previous innings, their offense has been hot. They scored all 5 runs in the previous 3 innings. Birch ready to go. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Good news is, stream actually might end up working for the final few innings of the game. Very upset that it wasn't cooperating earlier, but for now, it'll be back up. If you're coming back now for the game, you missed an eventful few innings, where after this flyout, which should get the second out of the inning, a few outfielders converging, Cooper Smith makes the play 2 away. Utica was able to score 2 runs, 1 run and 2 runs, in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. They might be kept quiet here in the 7th inning. 2 outs already. Now it's up to Enos. He's trying to get some free Burger King for the fans. That one's going to be ball 1. 2 fun little promotions. Shader strikes out. Everyone gets some Taco Bell. Again, I had some Taco Bell. I'm not very hungry for it. Finally, Burger King, if we see Enos get an extra base hit. That one's a line drive, and what a jumping catch! Shader says, no, you're not getting any free food. The inning is over. Some pain potentially for the Elmira fans after an incredible catch from Shader, but the score still remains 5-0, so the Blue Sox don't have anything too much to be upset about. Instead, that's more of a potential shot in the arm, trying to motivate the Pios, entering the top of the 8th right after this. Zupfer stays in the mound, and he had a very quick top half of the 7th with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Eric Charnetsky leads off now for the Pioneers. That one's a little bit low, ball 1. This is the deepest we've seen the Pioneers go into a game without scoring. That one's going to be ball 2. Charnetsky actually able to get ahead. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. Strike 1. Okay. Again, I do my best to remain unbiased, but I think that was definitely just a freebie for the Blue Sox there. That looked incredibly low and outside. But Charnetsky able to still stay alive in the count. It's still a hitter's count. 2-1. 1. And ball 3. 3-1 here to Eric Charnetsky. No walks yet this season from Zupfer. Will that change? No, it won't. That's a heater right down the middle. Strike 2. Honestly, a good take, though, from Charnetsky. Been an incredibly hard pitch to hit. Now he's got a chance with a 3-2 count to get on base. Ball 4. First walk surrendered all year for Zupfer. That will bring up the number 2, Logan Shader. At this stage, the most likely outcome, how we've seen so far, could be a strikeout, so maybe Utica fans will get a free meal alongside a potential win. Good, Zupfer and the rest of the bullpen hold on to it. We see someone stretching and warming up. First pitch, strike 1. But some really intense stuff from Zupfer. Now ahead, counting against Shader. Runner on first. Charnetsky with a little lead. Strike 2. Shader down 0-2. Taco chance around Utica. What'll Shader do? 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Utica fans get a taco, and Zupfer gets the first out of the inning. One out, runner on first. Third strikeout of the game, 8th of the season for Zupfer on that batter. Olsovsky leading off now. Back at the top of the order. Runner on, 1 out. That one's in the dirt. Charnetsky goes. Throw to second. Not in time. (1-0) Olsovsky. Zupfer able to take an extra second before getting ready against Olsovsky here with 1-0. Charnetsky on second. Advanced there after that ball went in the dirt. He got a stolen base from that. That one's strike 1. See, Zupfer, seriously, big, really tough stuff. Olsovsky. Tipped away, strike 2. Cowbell's going, 1 out, runner on second. Olsovsky looking to stay alive. Takes a look back at second. Charnetsky's small lead, but I don't think he'll go. Ball 2, but outside. I think that was just catcher's move to the right of the plate. 2. 9th strikeout of the season, potentially, for Zupfer coming up. Again, Charnetsky, bit of a lead. That one in the dirt. He went around at it. Throw to first. Even though he takes the first baseman off the bag, lands right back onto it for the second out of the inning. That's another strikeout, even though that one required to throw to first. Chris Bear steps up here, still looking for his first hit as a Pioneer. It would help have the team avoid a shutout, likely. Charnetsky will probably be running on any contact. likely running on the final pitch of the at-bat no matter what. Muzio on deck would want a chance before the 9th inning. Here's the pitch from Zupfer. Honestly, Zupfer looks fine. I bet he'll stay in for the 9th inning. Strike one, a little bit low, but inside, just enough. And we do finally have the stream working, which is annoying because it just wasn't earlier. But the final few outs in the inning, we'll still have, and final inning potentially in a third or maybe longer. Who knows? Strike two. Strikeout number 10 potentially coming up for Zupfer. Jack the Ripper. You get number 10. He's going to line that one down the line. Charnetsky turns and heads home. Throw from right. Who will win at the plate? Charnetsky gets home. First run as Bear gets a single. His first hit and first RBI as a Pioneer. Deficit at 4. Muzio steps up with 2 outs here. And that was a big important hit. Because of the speed of that pitch, Bear getting to it just put it on the ground at a very fast velo. Made it hard for anyone to get to. Charnetsky makes it home safe. The throw was a bit offline. Probably would have been a very difficult tag, even if it was right on target. No lefty disadvantage for Muzio, but again, this pitcher stuff, it's hard for anyone. 5-1 lead for Utica. Myra finally breaking shutout. Swing and a miss right there. 0-1 to Muzio. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Muzio's faced some tough pitchers, including one of the best in the nation in D2, Hayden Erb, as well as Michael Paul. Multiple Tampa Spartans have also been pretty strong. Potential draft picks, who knows? 0-2 to Hayden. Joe Muzio, trying to keep this inning alive. Zupper looking to get out of the inning. That one's going to be grounded sharply, and a diving play made at first. Zupper gets the final out on the ground. A very great snag right there, and the inning is over. Pioneers finally get a run on board, but they still trail by 4, entering the bottom of the 8th inning. They'll be back. Beat Caroline playing as the 8th inning gets underway. Jonathan Haynes making his debut on the mound for the Pioneers. He had a game at the bat earlier in the season, but now showing off his two-way abilities from the pitching stripe. Bottom of the 8th. Fernandez leading off for Utica. Bottom of the 8th underway. Still a 4-run lead for the Blue Sox. They've been able to bring home runs in the recent innings, with the exception of the bottom of the 7th. They were kept quiet as Birch completed his 2 work. Vogel and Birch pitched through 7, and now it's a chance for Haynes with his first pitch. That was low, ball 1. Hilliard, a big sponsor. You'll see them on their jerseys. You'll see them on the hats. Thank them for their continued support. Here's now the 1-0. That one's driven deep right field. That's going to get in the gap behind both players. Potentially a triple. Picked up by Cooper Smith. Runners held at second. It's a stand-up double to lead off the inning. Drum wants his players to try to get that first out. Wasn't able to this time. Now, Tavares is going to come up with a runner on second. Tavares made a huge diving play to get the final out in the top of the 8th. With a snag and toss, he was able to retire Joe Muzio. Got a chance to runner on second to make up that 1 run surrendered on that Chris Bear run batted in. Utica leads 5-1. Chance to try to get ahead here. Here's the first pitch from Haynes. That one popped up. Is it in play? It is not. Muzio makes an attempt. They're going to land behind the stands. Wonder if a few of the kids here will get it. Definitely a smaller crowd than in Batavia and Elmira, but still. Sox fans here having a good time. Watching their team looking to improve to 4-0. The Pioneers not wanting an 0-5 start. That's where you start to say, what's it going to take for this team to shed the losing dog? Count 0-1 after that. Fouled away, 0-2 now. Atmosphere in the locker room isn't too depressed. Team has a good chemistry, but again, a losing streak isn't healthy for anyone. Last night was a tough loss. This one, not looking great either. Here's the pitch. Haynes. Back at second. Steps off. There are rumors that there might have been a couch over in the Utica bullpen. Here's the 0-2. That one sent foul. Bernetsky looked, but not able to make the attempt. Tavares got a runner in scoring position, got a chance to get an RBI. Potentially Utica's last time batting. That one's lined and caught by Olszewski, and they double him up. Quick reactions there as Chris Bear gets to the bag. Can't really blame Utica for getting doubled up there. That one looked like a surefire base hit, but Olszewski with a quick grab getting 2 outs. Maka steps up again with 2 outs. Base is empty. Haynes, a good job so far. Able to settle down after conceding that first hit. There's a drive. It's going to go deep to left, but not deep enough. Cooper Smith not able to get it as he ran all the way to it. Instead, out in left field, Bobby Marsh says, "Don't worry, I've got it." And that'll end the inning. Haynes gets through them in order after that double play. As we enter the top of the 9th, last chance saloon open for the Elmira Pioneers right after this. Bobby Marsh leading off top of the ninth. Meanwhile, on the mound, Christian Heil. He steps in, try to record a hold, give the win to Utica. Heil's pitched 1 inning, gotten 2 strikeouts. No hits, no runs, no walks surrendered. He was a redshirt freshman over at Marshall, and already he's definitely got quite a bit of speed. His first warm-up pitch looked very fast. Definitely going to be a tough hitter for Elmira to try to break. Again, we see some big speed, a little bit of break. Hard to tell as much break from here, but Bobby Marsh will be the first to go up against him. Last chance saloon. Pioneers down by 4. They need to score or get back to this game. They've had some interesting ninth innings in the past. I wonder how this game will finish. Things stand, Sokol will be the losing pitcher. The winning pitcher would be Wenzel. Reason being, Casaleggio is already out of the game by the time the first runs came home. Bobby Marsh facing Marsh, arguably his toughest opponent for this inning, potentially. Here's the first pitch. Tipped away, Marsh down 0-1. Heil and Marsh both were redshirted at their colleges. Back next season, ready to play. Both, I think, want to make a statement here. Heil already a big statement early. Showing some great stuff. Trusted as the team closer for Utica. That 1-1, just a bit outside. I think it was a 2-seam that just broke a little bit far. So far in the game, only 4 hits. The Pioneers, their most recent one, was by Chris Bear. It brought a run home. Their only run as they still trail 5-1. Here's the pitch to Marsh, the 1-1. Swing and a miss. The stuff a little too much for Marsh in that swing. 1-2 count. Your Penn State hitter down in the count now. What can Marsh do? What can Heil do? Ready? Actually, not yet. Gonna take a little break. Utica plays Pioneers play tomorrow night as well, so be sure to stay tuned for that, and hopefully broadcast will work the entire time. Marsh pops that one up. I think it's in play. No, just too far out to the left. It's another road day. Means a long day on the road for the Pioneers. Longer night coming back. Here's the 1-2. And ball 2. Marsh staying alive after a good take right there to avoid being the first out of the 9th inning. On deck, ball 3. Johnny Wall on deck, Cooper Smith following. Those 3 potentially the final Pioneers hitters unless Marsh can get on base. Got a chance here. 3-2 against Heil, drawing a long count after going down early. Payoff pitch. Heil ready to go. Tipped away, staying alive. You know, the Pioneers aren't a team to bow out of a game. They've been able to generate a little bit of tension in the 9th innings usually. We're going to need to do that again to stay alive. Really try to make this competitive. 5-1 lead for Utica. Still a comeback that's possible, but tricky against Heil. Pitch. Ball 4. Marsh is able to draw a walk on a full count to get a board to start the 9th. Wall now with a runner on. Chance here to really get the offense going. Marsh gets a fist bump at first. Whether that's Barber or Joe with the fist bump. Heil looking to settle back in, facing off against Wall. That one inside, ball 1. Don't see anyone warming up. In fact, the bullpen is actually empty for the Blue Sox. Ball 2. 2-0 count. Wall getting ahead here. You wonder, maybe some magic is coming from the Pios. Can't win outright here. They would need to go to the bottom half should they take the lead. But they're 5 runs away from having that discussion. Here's the pitch now to Wall, the 2-0. Outside ball 3, so Wall getting ahead of 3-0. And catcher, I think, is just going to quickly discuss with Heil really quick, just telling him to settle down. You also see Tavares doing the same. Wall, obvious auto take on this next pitch. Even if it's one down the middle, you're better off just waiting, and Wall, you get aboard. For Smith on deck, Janae Vaughn afterward. Vaughn potentially would be a tying run should he get to the plate. Everyone else getting aboard or coming all the way around. 3-0 count now to Wall as play set to resume. Wall should take. What will Heil throw? Strike 1. Right there. And now the question is, do you take or do you go for the next pitch? 3-1 to Heil. Here he goes to Wall. He's going to line that. Gets past the second baseman. Marsh held at second. Runners at first and second with no one out. And that's going to bring up Cooper Smith. Tying run now sits on deck. That one just a tough bounce off the second baseman's glove. And puts 2 aboard here in the 9th inning. So a little bit of tension now. Not the most calm of situations. Someone now in the bullpen might getting just stretching, getting ready in case they need it. Heil. And Smith, he's just going to pull away from a second. Wants to talk it over one more time. Smith and Vaughn aren't too good hitters. Vaughn has been actually very good for the Pioneers. Smith has been pretty solid. But in general, they're not the 2 hitters you want to see the most in a situation like this. For the season so far, Cooper Smith, for 7, 286 average. Vaughn entering the game, 3 for 8. Of course, that's not including the bats they've had today. 5 hits in that period, a near 300 average. Oh! The bat slipping out of Smith's hand. And that gets a couple groans from the Utica dugout. Oops. That one fouled away, strike 1. Couple exchanges back and forth from the Utica dugout. Someone was poking fun at Cooper Smith's area in center field earlier. He's just dusting off his bat. Oh, 0-1 now after that foul ball. Good news is that bat stayed high instead of going low. 0-1 to Smith. Juan, no outs. Ball 1 just inside. Looks like a 2-seam potentially with a bit of break, but that time breaking off the plate. Count now even again to Smith. Looking at second. Strike 2. And you have some fun banter from the Pioneers dugout and the sound crew up here for Utica. 1-2 now to Smith after that one was taken for strike 2. That one line foul. This time we see Wildman just jumping out of the way. He's the third base coach this inning. Someone warming up, of course, over for Utica, but Heil, I think, is settling back in after that hit and walk. Heil ready to go. The 1-2. Smith trying to keep alive. Vaughn on deck. Potential tying run. That one's a little bit low. Ball 2. The bait pitch right there. Looked and said no. Good eye from Smith. 2-2. Here, Heil is ready to go. And oh, that one hits him. And this time, he does flip the bat over to the teammates. And ouch, that one hit his arm, but Smith is all good. Bases now loaded with no one out. Ouch, babe. Smith gets aboard, taking the bruise, loading the bases. Vaughn now the tying run at the plate. Janae ready to go. And there is now a conference on the mound. I think this is just a settle down Heil. They're not making a change. But again, Heil likely on a very short leash. He won't hesitate to go to another bullpen arm who's now, I think, more seriously warming up. You're mentioning that the Pioneers needed to get something going and make this a little tense, and now it certainly is. The tying run is being Janae Vaughn, and Vaughn might be one of the last people besides Marsh or Muzio that you want to face. The hot bat, and he's got a bit of power. Heil and Vaughn getting ready to go. The lefty against a righty arm. Here's the first pitch. Heil ready from the stretch. Strike one. On deck, we see Gil Murad taking some warm-up swings. I wonder, though, if Rum might opt for a pinch hitter, or whether he will trust Gil Murad, depending on what happens here. It's a reminder to really get some offense going. That one, ball one, a bit outside. 1-1 count. One count. Heil ready to go. Vaughn grounds that sharply to first. Gets the first out. The throw home. They get the play. 2 outs. A double play from Vaughn. And there are now runners at third and second with 2 away. Gil Murad now up with 2 outs. Any stress from the bases loaded definitely alleviated there. The throw home was in time. That wasn't a force out anymore because the first out was made at first. And the tag was applied just in time. 2 outs, 2 on. Tying run no longer at the plate. It would be on deck if Gil Murad can keep the game alive. Here's the first pitch from Heil. Strike one. Inside, but in the zone. Can't blame Vaughn there. You hit a ground ball, but play by Tavares to pick it up and then throw it home. A 1-2 double play, something you very rarely see. Here's the pitch, 1-0-1. Murad lines that one. It is caught, and the game is over. And with that, Utica improves to 4-0. The Pioneers fall to 0-5. It's a 5-1 victory. Heil gets the hold. And another loss for the Pios. They load the bases in the 9th. But after a double play, the Gil Murad flyout ends the game. It's a very quick game. It's only 2 hours and 23 minutes. I wonder if the bus will be back in time, or we might have to wait in the dugout for a little while. In the end, the win goes to Wenzel, who came on and was pitching in the 4th inning, and the offense finally woke up for Utica. The loss awarded to Mike Sokol. He conceded only 2 earned on 3 runs in total. Birch also conceded 2 earned from relief. 5-1 result here. Utica wins again. and Elmira loses. Bad luck continues from the Pios. They'll be on the road again tomorrow night before returning back to Dunn Field on Friday. It's been a fun Wednesday night. Free tacos, fun banter, and a stressful final inning, but Utica prevails. A 5-1 victory. I'm Taylor Storthy, and thankfully we were able to finally get a stream going at the end of the game. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Pioneers Baseball will return tomorrow. On the road, we'll get you more information about that game. I'm Taylor Storthy, and we'll see you then. Full VOD for this game will be coming up shortly, back when we return home after the bus ride, as you can see the action, including the run scoring, that we missed.